Hey, what's going on? Rob, Immortal Spawn, and bringing you guys a new deck list. It is Year of the Mammoth. Angoro's just been released a few days ago, so when a new set comes out, I always try to come up with a new deck, a new original deck to take to Legend and grind with. So right now, I came up with a deck inspired by Living Mana. This card reminded me of a Magic card where basically you animate all your lands and they become minions. And it was very risky in Magic because, well, if the minions died, you no longer had lands to cast things. So yeah, if your minions all get silenced, then you won't get those crystals back. But we're not seeing a lot of Mass Dispel running around, so this is a very powerful turn. On turn 5, playing 10 power is very, very good, and it's hard for your opponent to deal with that, even if you don't have a great follow-up turn. So anyway, let's just take a look at the list. So again, it's focused on Living Mana with Evolving Spores to adapt your minions. So as I started looking at these two cards, I really focused on the token aspect. You want to have minions to adapt. You want to have minions to pump. So Savage Roar, obviously very good when you throw a lot at the board. MVP Pantry Spider featured this in a deck previously, and once again, it's a beast, and you see that two minions coming out from it. So right now, there's only one drop, and your mulligans are really going to focus around like Innervates, Enchanted Ravens, and the best minion in this deck is Vicious Fledgling. If you open with a Fledgling on turn 1 with an Innervate, it is so... and it sticks, this can get out of hand quickly. You want to make sure you go for Wind Fury first. If you grab Wind Fury off the adapt, you can attack again in the same turn, and then you can go get Can't Be Targeted, you can go get Stealth, and set up for another 2 adapt triggers on the following turn. That makes for a great Warden target late game. But let me just go down the list as I talk about some of these things. So Enchanted Raven, Mark there's a lot of beasts, good card draw. Obviously Raven Mark is the dream, but there's a lot of other beasts where Mark is very relevant. Power of the Wild pumps all your tokens or makes a Panther if you need to on turn 2. You got Wrath. Mostly you're going to be drawing cards off of this to cycle, but there's removal there. The Egg Napper summons 2 1/1 beasts. So beasts are key, and this is 3 cards for 1. 2 cards for 1 out of the spiders. Got the Savage Roars, the fledglings we talked about. Evolving Spores. Now, you get some 1/1s down, you can just go for Poisonous if you need to get through some big warrior taunts. I was able to turn 7. I had what turn? Yeah, I had, or was it turn 9? Turn 9, I had Living Mana, Evolving Spores, and Innervate. Cast Living Mana to fill my board with all 2/2s, leaving me with 2 crystals. Innervate, Evolving Spores in the same turn. So Living Mana, Evolving Spores, Innervate, and I was able to taunt up everything, and that was enough to win me the game. My opponent couldn't do anything about it. So make sure when you Living Mana to count how many minions you have and to really understand how much mana you'll have left, because even though you Living Mana, you can still Innervate and coin out Evolving Spores or Power of the Wild, pump everything, or even a Savager on the next turn. So you can still, win the game with the Living Mana and then a mass buff spell following up. But continuing down, 2 swipes, 2 Druid of the Claws. The taunt, is going to be really helpful, keeping your tokens alive. And that's the reason why I'm playing this 1 copy of Nesting Rock. Most of the time it's going to be taunt. It's a really solid taunt minion, and it's also a beast, and it synergizes well. Makes for a great Warden target. Warden, able to copy Druid of the Claws, Rock, and most importantly, a Fledgling is also a beast. So you can copy a ridiculous Fledgling, and that's pretty insane. And at the top, we have Wisp of the Old Gods. Empty board, throw a bunch of 7/1/1s. Your opponent does nothing. Boom, next turn, Savage Roar, Wild, Evolve, whatever. Really, just really good fill the board card here, and then pump it if you need to. But anyway, so calling this deck Mana Adapt, doing pretty well on the ladder with it. May make some more tweaks, but this is where we at right now. This is where we are at right now. So hope you guys like it. Give it a shot, and it's really, really fun. Thank you.